the senior center and you look at the little notes on the doors or what's going on in each room, you'll see a quilting circle happening in one room. You'll see a discussion group on GLBT and senior issues. You'll see the senior center television station, which of course, you know, being a television person, I've always found that really amazing that we have here in Iowa City through the senior center the oldest and I think original in the United States senior originated television station.
Yep, we have volunteers who work out of our video production studio. They have top-of-the-line cameras and will record our programs and presentations at the Senior Center, and then in the Senior Center television studio they edit those programs and then submit them to city cable and PATV and other government access channels and run their Senior Center programming on cable TV. So it's pretty cool.
And that's a great extra way to get information out to people who might be homebound or...
outreach to seniors that can't make it in. It's also a great opportunity for our seniors, Senior Center volunteers to become familiar with new technology and sort of expand their horizons in that way. So
within the retired community and the over 50 set here in Iowa City, such an interesting, diverse town. So some of the programming that you're offering, you've got people who are experts in their field doing presentations on literature and art history and politics, and it's really quite an interesting place over there.
Yeah, we are lucky to be a part of a university town because it really gives us a lot of resources. Lauren Horton and Ray Hefner, Ken Gevrill, we have just outstanding instructors that that offer their time for free, just to provide topics of interest to interested seniors. So,
and can you talk a little bit about the Senior Center, the band that practices over there? Because I'm coming into work on a regular basis and seeing people get dropped off by the sky ramp with a huge tuba or a stand-up bass, and it's really neat.
Sure. Well, the Senior Center hosts the New Horizons Band. It's a national association of bands for older adults. So we have our Iowa City chapter at the Senior Center, and it's a 70-person concert band. Some of the people have been lifelong musicians, and others have picked up their clarinet after a 50-year break from playing it. And they meet twice a week to practice and learn new music, and they perform several times a year. And they're just outstandingly talented people, and many of them are learning it for the first time or revisiting it for the first time at an older age. So, yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about the number of people that are using the center? Because it's such a hub of activity at all times.
Yeah, well, we've recently surpassed the 1,300 mark, so we have 1,300 paid members. And aside from our members, we also have activities that are available to the public and don't require membership. So people of all ages or people who choose not to become members also use the Senior Center. But we did just pass a landmark of 1,300 new members.
Wow, that's great. And I know that Iowa City is considered nationally to be one of the top-rated places to retire in the country. And I know that the Senior Center and the services that you provide there are one of the main reasons that that we've been given that honor. So let's talk a little bit about some of the volunteer opportunities for citizens in the community to volunteer at the Senior Center. Great.
Well, the Senior Center is totally dependent on volunteer help to function. Probably 90% of our classes are taught by volunteers. So we rely on the expertise of community members to provide programming for everyone at the Senior Center. Aside from that, we have some advisory committees, including the Senior Center Commission, which is appointed by the City Council, and also the newly formed Senior Center Steering Council, which is made up of Senior Center members and also community members who help to guide the direction of the Senior Center's operation. And those advisory committees really provide the public and our membership with outlets for having an impact on the senior center's operations. So they're really valuable contributors. And aside from that, we have a lot of student volunteers and sort of seasonal volunteers, and they will help out members using the computer lab for the first time. Also, we have university students who assist in our fitness rooms. We have a top-of-the-line weight room equipment and cardio equipment, and so people just getting involved with using those facilities for the first time can have some help from our volunteers that way too. So.
And the Senior Center is a participant in the 10,000 Hours program. So for any students out there that might be interested in volunteering, they can also earn a free concert ticket in the process of getting to be involved with the Senior Center.
That's right.
So what else about the Senior Center that people in the community just they should know about?
Well, I think it's really important to know that it is a social atmosphere. People go there to make new friends and to continue their intellectual growth, to maintain and improve their physical wellness. We have lots of fitness opportunities, but also lots of intellectual growth opportunities. So we have art classes and music opportunities and literature and history classes, programs about pertinent topics such as healthcare, and also science and technology, just a really wide variety. And they're all non-credit courses, so everyone's just there to enjoy learning.
And I think one thing that's important for people to know is that it's a very accessible facility. You can drive into the clock tower ramp up to the 3rd floor, and there's a skywalk from the ramp over to the Senior Center. So even if you're just getting dropped off there, someone who's dropping that person off can just drive back down and drive out without paying. And but then within the facility, it's quite accessible as well.
Yeah. So we do have the skywalk that leads into the 2nd floor of the Senior Center. On the outside, we also have 2 additional accessible entrances. One is on the north side of the building in the alley. There's a ramp for accessibility, and then also you can enter from street level at the Washington Street entrance. So within the building, we've recently had renovation of all of our restrooms to make them all ADA compliant, and we have an elevator that leads between all 4 floors. So all of our restrooms are accessible, every room is accessible, and we do pay special attention to, the ADA requirements pretty much in everything we do. Every new piece of furniture or any new fixture that goes into the building, that's taken into consideration.
That's great, because there really shouldn't be any obstacles for people who want to use the facility and enjoy everything that's being offered there. Well, Emily, let's talk a little bit about the fees associated with joining the Senior Center. How expensive is it?
Sure. Senior Center membership is pretty inexpensive. If you're an Iowa City resident, it costs $25 a year, and that gives you access to our fitness facilities, our computer lab, our billiards room, many of the classes that require membership, it's covered within that. So those fees are pretty low. If you live in Johnson County but not in Iowa City, then it's $40 a year. And for an individual who lives outside of Johnson County, they can still be a member, and it costs $60 a year. And that is determined, that's sort of broken down based on the support that we receive from the city government, the county government. So the higher membership fees for non-residents sort of make up for that gap. And in addition to that, we have family membership discounts. So if an additional household member joins with a membership, then they receive I think a 40% discount on each additional person. And additionally, we want there to be no barriers to participation, especially financial. So we do offer a scholarship program that offers a membership for $10 for anyone who needs it. And also we provide them with a parking permit for a highly discounted price and discounts on participation in senior center classes. So we really want all members of all income levels to be fully included in participation.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's so diverse over at the senior center, and the fact that you've made sure to be inclusive of all people in terms of their financial ability is really wonderful. Wow. Well, I really appreciate you sitting down and speaking with me today. I have always been so interested in everything that's going on over there, and have attended dances over there, and of course seen the New Horizons band play. And I just, I wanted to have you on and encourage people to look into the senior center, even if you're not a senior citizen, if you're not of the over 50 set. There's a lot of really great opportunities over there. So
great.
Thank you so much
for having me.
Thanks for joining me.
Great.
I just was city is 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 I just was city